idea to paint a diptych of these two characters on two separate wood panels, but joined together and painted at the same time using the same color palette, and so that the backgrounds align and they can be positioned next to each other and fit together fairly seamlessly. These two characters are both in the Daredevil Born Again TV show. This entire left panel with Frank Castle, the Punisher, apart from his skin tone, is almost entirely monochrome. It's all bluish gray from, light to dark. And something that I learned a couple of years ago, painting a portrait of my good friend Craig, is that when you have somebody with this heavy of a 5 o'clock shadow, even clean shaven, that although it's tempting to try to get in there, especially if you're a fairly detail-oriented painter, as I can be sometimes, it's very tempting to go in and try to actually add individual specks of stubble. But that winds up, in my experience, looking fairly cartoonish. But what you can do is just mix black in with your skin tone and apply, kind of this general shadow area. And then you can go back in and add small flecks of white as highlights to individual bits of stubble, and that plays better. And it was a good trick to have in my bag for this character, because not only does he have the 5 o'clock shadow on his face, but he has that tight fade on his hair going up the side, and I used essentially that same technique there. In this new Daredevil show and the Born Again show, they redesigned the costume somewhat. It's mostly the same, but they use different materials and there's some different surface conditions. I think all the prior versions, although the body portion of the suit was quite textured, the helmet was smooth. In this season, they replicated that texture of the body portion all the way up the helmet. I was tempted going into this to just ignore that texture and paint it like the old suit looked, but it was a challenge, and I wanted to see if I could get it. The entire suit now has kind of a checkerboard pattern. There was really no way to cheat it. You just kind of have to paint each square of the checkerboard one by one. Towards the very end of this process, I realized that I left a piece of tape under the paint and I painted right over top of it. So I had to go in with an X-Acto knife and dig that out and then repaint over that section. That tape being there had given me some problems. I'm not sure how I missed that it was there in the first place, but I was happy to catch it before I put that varnish on.